All right. Yeah. Okay. So I went through basically the install already, and it took me a while. So it came with zip ties and some other stuff. You got multiple mounting clamps here. So no, and smaller ones, but I use probably the mid-tier ones. Unsure. However, instructions weren't very clear on one thing and one thing only. So I got it mounted here. Hello, me. So the one thing it wasn't exactly clear on was the T-tap, which I had no idea what to do because I am not at all electrically inclined, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so pretty much what that is when you don't have an accessory plug, which I think I do. Again, I don't know anything about electrical. However, this thing, it comes with this little piece that you basically tap into any running positive wire, especially when your bike is off. You want to make sure that the electrical that it goes on when the bike is on, when that turns on, and then it turns off, blah blah blah. You know that. So I connected it to the blue, which I assume are my my running brake lights. And I wanted to hook it up to an ignition wire. I looked up a bunch of schematics on this for my white glide, but I just couldn't figure it out. Well, I could have figured it out. It's just like I spent too long on it anyway. So, as for the mounting, easily just put on whatever clips fit it. I just wanted to go with whatever size that it took a lot of pressure to put on, and then for it to be tightened. Obviously, hold the backs and all that stuff. It says it comes with, the manual says it comes with, the tools you need, which it does not, actually. You need your own Allen key. I don't know which one. I used it, let's see. Yeah, I used a 3/16 Allen key, or wrench, whatever, to tighten all those in. And it came with one Allen key, which was a very tiny one. And it came with things to put right in there, which I have no idea why you put it in there, but hey, I just followed the direction to put it in there. So this one's to adjust the swivel or back and forth, and it does spin around, which I don't know why, but positioning is everything. Tightening up is one thing, that's all easy. Now, the wire management, it took me a while to figure this one out because, one, you don't want to melt your own wire, and I don't know if you can buy even replacement wires for this. So I just fed it through my triple here, and I was going to have it go down, but I wanted it to go under here, but I was afraid of these being too hot and melting the wire because there is room underneath here, but I didn't know where to zip tie anything. So instead, I went ahead and put it through here and put through it underneath and fed it here, clamped it down as much as I can. I don't know if that's going to do anything in the future to me, but hey, to me, it looks a little bit cleaner than having it run to the side or something like that. I don't know. It may hurt the wire maybe a little bit. However, because of how weird or how compact, I guess, the wide glide kind of is with this wiring, I had it come down here. I'm gonna have to pull this to the, zip tie this to the side so it's not touching the block. I fed part of the wire through the back here for the battery and had it all here. And then obviously, put them in. And then this orange wire for the tap in, I fed it through the back here and it came out perfectly, which is good. The only problem that I had getting all this stuff through was I couldn't have the fuses on there. You got to pull them out. So other than that, I got it all through, and now it looks the way I want it. And from there, I just got to put all this shit back together. As I was just saying about the heat thing at the beginning, yeah, so I noticed this. It was a little closer than what I like, so I took the extra slack and pulled it up here. And now I'm not liking this, but you know what? To have music outside, why not? But I'll figure that out. I'll probably zip tie it to these or something so it's not just hanging there. But yeah. So now I will have to test it, see how loud and how much I can hear it compared to having a Senna inside the helmet. But any of those watching is afraid to put anything down here or just take it off. It's just the 3 bolts and this just pops off. This whole cluster here has wires to it, and they have some give, so you can kind of lift it off a little bit. I was afraid, and then I did it, and I was like, okay, so it's not that bad. So this is pretty much, this whole thing is just like an art piece. It's just there for show. It could just be that and this and nothing else. But other than that, we'll get to the testing.
Just hit 80. Going 80 miles an hour, it doesn't feel too bad. I'm still getting the same thing I was feeling at 60, just a little bit more, just a tiny bit more pressure. A little bit louder, but not too bad. I can hear the music actually pretty much better than I used to when I did wear the helmet. That was the only reason why I was not wearing the helmet, because I couldn't exactly hear it over 80 on a slightly windy day. And today is kind of windy, and I can kind of hear it, like not at the volume that I'd want it to be, like wearing my Senna, but yeah, it's actually not too bad. I like it for what it is.
So the only problem I've really had with it so far, before I shot my first part of this video, when I had it, it seemed stable, but now it has a wiggle. I don't know how to tighten that. And you know, obviously whenever the bike is on, this is shaking while riding, but like any bump I hit, it's also hitting this forward because this is not as tight. So I sometimes have to keep pushing it back like that. And I've tightened these to the point where I'm like, I don't think I should tighten them anymore. So I think it's probably just, you know, my bar's just not gripping it, or not gripping the bar. I may have used a slightly too big clamp, but I don't know. Also, I wanted to wait to complete the speaker review until I got my Memphis Shades fairing, because I wanted to see, you know, obviously how much sound it would save going at a higher speed, and yeah, it's so much better with the little fairing or windshield, whichever you would choose. It's much better. You can hear it so much clearer. It's not a necessity to have a fairing or windshield to have the speaker, but it makes things so much better having one. You can hear the music better. It's much louder, probably by, I would say maybe 20%. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that 20% while you're on the highway going around 70, 80, definitely worth it in my opinion. But also then the fairing, you also have the wind deflection. So hey, you're winning there too. I've loved it every time I've had it. Yes, I had my helmet off most of the time. However, even with my helmet on, I could hear it, but at high speeds, you probably just want to get a Senna. Hands down on that one. But if you're just cruising through town, just doing bar to bar, just bar hopping, the speaker, perfect for you, because you can hear it through a helmet. Hat helmet would be actually pretty good. Good product. I love the speaker. 8 out of 10 for that. That wraps up the speaker review. I'm actually happy that I bought it. I really like it. I like having the music blaring like I did on my Limited. It's not as loud as those, of course, but I think it's a nice addition just to have, music going, and you know, it's kind of a, I guess you could call it a vibe, having it, you know, play, you know, just out in the open. If I had it set up differently, or if I had like a portable, I guess, battery charger, or something, I could just put my bike on accessory mode and have it play. But I don't have it hooked up. I don't have the actual wire hooked up to the ignition. That's the only downside. So I don't have that ability, but either way, I don't want to kill my battery. So either way, any questions, leave down in the comments. Thanks.